When dudes rock, they roll. Hello and welcome to the Dudes Roll podcast, where we discuss everything from D&D to WebMD. I'm your host, Jake, joined as always by my co-host, Meyer.
What's up?
There you go. I got it that time.
Nice.
Yeah, not
Nice.
too bad.
Yeah, you finally got it.
We're back after the chaotic episode.
God, it was such a chaotic episode. We had to take a hiatus.
We didn't know the fate of the podcast. We were like, how can we even one-up that?
I know. It was like, there's no way to top it.
No.
It was beautiful.
But here we are again. We've recouped our losses, and we're ready to go back in the dungeon.
Yeah. So how about we start with your week, Jake?
Oh, God. This is a first. We've always started with your week.
I know.
Okay, so a lot happened since the last podcast. Let me go back as far as I can remember. I think...
So I was born.
It was October 13th, 1996, a Sunday. A chilly morning. No. So the last big thing I can remember me and you doing is, for the longest time, for about, I want to say 2 years now, I've been on the hunt for Rock Band. Do you remember Rock Band, the old, it came out as the opponent to Guitar Hero with the drums and everything?
It was a beautiful game.
It was amazing. And I remember I got it for the Xbox 360 for Christmas. I remember because I knew where my parents hid the gifts. And so I looked and checked and I saw the big Rock Band box and I was like, fuck yeah, dude. So I've loved that game ever since I was a kid. And lately, in the past year or so, I've been like, fuck, I really want to play Rock Band again. Like, getting everyone together. We're of legal drinking age.
Yes, sir.
Playing a couple songs with a drink in us or two sounds like a grand old time. And the problem with it is that you can only find them online for $400, $300 most of the time, the full sets.
Yeah, and that's way too expensive.
It's you don't spend that much money on it. Those are people who are highballing you.
Yeah.
But I peruse Facebook Marketplace a lot, and I found one that was listed for, I think, around $135. The drums, the guitar, the mic, a couple games for free. And I hit the guy up, and he was like, yeah, I still got it. I will sell it to you. So me and you went on a little excursion that had its own twists and turns.
We went to Boston.
But before we went to Boston, we went to this poor old lady's house thinking it was her address, but I put in the wrong address.
Yep, unfortunately.
I had the city wrong, and I got there in a suburbs in a cul-de-sac. And an old lady came out after I was standing outside for 2 minutes and was like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "Is so-and-so here?" And she's like, "No." I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
It was a lot longer journey than we anticipated.
Yeah, but eventually we made it there, and the guy was super cool and sold me everything for price as is. He even gave me a couple more games thrown in there. And we brought it home, and that night we played until 5 a.m., I want to say.
Yeah, and we made a band. I don't know if we want to say the band's name.
Why not? Let's say the band name.
It's for you. Go for it.
So me and you and my roommate, Will, downstairs, decided to start a band, and we named it Premature Asphyxiation. The most edgelord band name we can think of.
What a name.
We're famous rock stars at this moment.
Yeah, we have some interesting names too, but we won't go into
those.
Yeah. You guys have to guess which one those are.
Okay, other than that, I guess I just want to go through some movies that you and I and me, myself, have watched and just talk about them. So let's see. What did I... Oh, okay. So Training Day. Let's talk about Training Day.
Training Day was fucking great.
Trai's crazy fucking movie.
Okay, first of all, if we talk about every goddamn movie we watched...
We're going to do a 30-second thing about each one. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. Training Day.
My spiel on Training Day was that it was a badass movie.
Yes, sir.
I want Training Day 2.
What?
Yes.
Well, I can't say anything. But yeah, it was first time I watched it. First time you watched it too, right?
It's the second time I watched it.
Oh, did you not remember it the first time?
No, I watched it and then remember halfway through it, I was just like, oh, I've seen this movie. I know what happened. Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the bathtub scene.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched I've been meaning to watch it for a really long time, and it got taken off HBO Max, and it was on my list, and I was like, fuck, now I can't watch it, and it came on Netflix recently, and I watched about an hour of it, and then I was like, man, Remy should watch this movie. And I went upstairs and you were gaming, and I was just like, hey, I'm watching a movie. Do you want to come downstairs and watch it? And you were like, yeah, actually. So we just rewound it and started from the beginning, and it was a fucking wild ride.
It was a good movie. It was worth it.
Then we watched The Departed.
Holy fuck.
That same night, actually. We watched The Departed.
Because we were like, oh, we should go to bed. I'm like, The Departed.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's midnight. Should we go to bed or watch a 3-hour movie? And we're like, 3-hour movie.
It was, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there was a moment where that movie was 5 stars, went down to 1 star, and then back up to 4.5.
Yeah. Yeah, the look on your face was priceless.
I fucking hated it. I hated it so much. And if you've seen the movie, you know the exact scene I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I was just jawed to the fucking floor. I was just like, what the fuck?
You almost were like saying to me, turn it off. I'm done with this movie.
Yeah, I was very fucking close because it just kept going and nothing happened to solve the conflict that I had with the movie. And it finally got solved, but goddamn, I was pissed.
Yeah,
I was
man.
pissed.
It's so good. Departed rocks. I finished WandaVision.
Nice.
You finished WandaVision too?
I have, yes.
What are your thoughts on WandaVision?
Holy fucking fuck. I am excited for Phase 5.
Phase 5,
Is
right.
it Phase 5?
I think it's Phase 4.
Phase 4. Phase 4. I am excited to see what they're going to do. I'm excited for the Doctor Strange movie and the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I'm looking forward to because I think they tie into WandaVision.
Yes.
And that's not really a spoiler, I don't think.
Because
that's
Elizabeth Olsen is cast in Doctor Strange as Wanda, so
we'll see.
Yeah.
And then I'm not too excited about Winter Soldier either.
Yeah, Falcon Winter Soldier, that comes out this Friday actually. First episode.
I'm not too excited about it. There are only 6 episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I was reading that.
I mean, I'll probably still watch it. Just because, it's new TV, and there, at this point in time, there's like no new TV to watch and no new movies to watch.
Yeah, like even so that we started watching Mad Men and Twin Peaks.
Oh, we'll get to that. That'll be the end of the movie discussion. Okay. WandaVision. I have mixed feelings on WandaVision, if I'm being totally honest.
Yeah, there was like good and bad episodes.
Yeah.
There was episodes where I was like, okay, cool, get to the fun shit. And then there was the, what the episodes. Yeah.
My favorite episodes were the beginning episodes where it was totally like in the dark about what's going on. Everyone was like speculating, and it was very much like a mystery as to what's going on. And then later on when it got revealed, and then as a Marvel property, it turns into a big CGI fight.
Yeah.
It kind of deflated for me, if I'm being totally honest.
Not for me, but
that's fair.
Yeah, I kind of liked it because I was expecting a fight at some point, but I didn't know with who, and seeing who it was really cool. But we still haven't seen all of Wanda's powers, which
she is so OP.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It's
they even there's even a moment in it where they literally say what like everyone on the internet has been saying, where it's like if Thanos didn't call like the missile fire from the sky in Endgame, Wanda would have fucking murked him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But anyways, along the way, let's
next one up is The Last Waltz. This is one I watched alone. It is a Martin Scorsese movie.
Of course.
Yes, hell yeah. It's from the 70s. It's a documentary about the band.
What band?
The Band.
The Band?
A band called The Band.
Don't know it.
They're amazing. You've probably heard the song The Wait.
Nope.
You definitely have. It's used in like everything. But it's their final performance before they stopped touring and broke up. And Martin Scorsese filmed it like a movie. And basically anyone who's anyone in the music scene at that time showed up. Bob Dylan showed up. Neil Young, Van Morrison, Neil Diamond, Joni Mitchell. Just like the band is the musician's favorite band, basically.
Interesting.
Yeah. They started off as Bob Dylan's backing band.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then they like went off and started doing their own solo material.
Yeah.
Great movie. Highly recommend. I watched Midnight Run, Robert De Niro movie about him being a bounty hunter. He has to go to the East Coast from the West Coast, grab this guy and bring him back. A lot of FBI and mafia stuff going on. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Sounds all right.
Yeah. Moving on, I watched High Fidelity. This movie, I watched it with Will, my roommate. This movie is about a guy who owns a record store, and his girlfriend breaks up with him, and he basically goes through his like top 5 breakups, his like 5 big ex-girlfriends, and like goes and talks to them to see like what was the problem. Was it him? Was it them? Blah blah blah, all that stuff, and how he can fix the relationship that's busted right now.
Yeah.
Really good, really funny, very relatable if you are into collecting records.
Yeah.
As I am. And Jack Black is in it, and he's just hilarious.
I love Jack Black.
He's so good. You would probably really like High Fidelity.
Is he the main character?
No.
No.
John Cusack is the main character.
Oh, okay.
But John Cusack owns a record store, and Jack Black works at the record store.
Oh,
he's like his like second dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great movie. I watched Grosse Pointe Blank, which is another John Cusack movie. He is a hitman who kind of starts to lose the taste for the job, kind of gets like bored with it.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And he gets an invitation, 10-year reunion to his high school. He goes back to his hometown, and everyone's like, oh, shit, you're back. Like, you fell off the face of the earth in the 10 years. And he's just like, yeah, I kill people now. And everyone's just like, haha, oh, good joke.
Yeah.
And he sees his old girlfriend who he ditched the night of prom.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's all about like him trying to get her back, and like it was all right.
Yeah.
It was a double pack with High Fidelity, so like I watched both of them. I watched A Streetcar Named Desire, which is a movie from the 1950s, 1951. It was Marlon Brando's big breakout movie.
Marlon Brando sounds familiar, but I can't pinpoint.
He is he played the Godfather in The Godfather.
Okay.
Super famous actor.
Okay.
This was his big breakout movie. Before then, he was like a Broadway star.
Yep.
This movie was goddamn terrible. It was fucking awful.
Oh, God.
The main character is this woman who is literally insane, and she's a psychopath. She has no remorse for anyone, and just does whatever the fuck she wants. And she's so annoying and shrill. And anytime anyone is like, why don't you stop being a bitch? She's just like, she just deflects and is super defensive.
It sounds like 2 characters I know from a different show.
What show?
Oh, don't spoil it.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
But you can take the guess.
Nah, never mind.
Yeah. Our favorite show.
Our favorite show?
Yeah.
Does it start with the?
Yes.
Okay. I know what you're talking about.
Jesus.
That's what I was saying. Anyways, but everyone in that movie is a dick. Everyone's like an awful person. So there's literally no one to root for, and then the movie just ends. It's a bad movie. Don't recommend. I mean, if you want to watch, it's a classic. So like, if you really want to like watch it just to say you've seen it,
yeah,
watch it. Me and you and my roommate watched the South Park special.
It was all right.
Yeah, it was all right. That's how I feel about it as well. I felt like the one before was a little bit better.
Yeah, there was some good moments where I like fucking started crackling, but other than that, it was just like, oh man, like they tried a little too hard. Yeah,
it's and it was weird too. There was a lot of fourth wall breaks.
Yeah, and I didn't like that. I know South Park does that a lot, but it's normally like every 1 to 4 episodes.
Yeah, normally they acknowledge that they're like like cartoons, but in this they like super acknowledged it, and it was like kind of weird.
Yeah, it wasn't their vibe as hardcore as they normally do it, and I feel like it was a bit rushed.
Yeah. I mean, South Park famously makes their, at least there's this documentary called 6 Days to Air, which is about when South Park was in its like, I don't know, like 12th season, like high point. It was like the Kanye West Fish Sticks season.
Such a good season.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it literally, they made each episode in 6 days.
Damn.
Yeah. So everything South Park does is kind of low-key rushed.
Yeah, but like...
Usually it's of quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, the writing wasn't there, I guess. I mean, the animations were fine. Like, I didn't say anything wrong with that, but there was something off about the writing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
It felt like they were trying to work with a lot of things that were topical, and it was like too much to put in the bucket, and the bucket was overflowing with ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They didn't pinpoint it on one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was all right. Moving on.
No.
I rewatched Casablanca. Amazing movie.
Okay. I was going to ask the TV series or the movie, but...
There's a TV series?
It's a, I think... Oh, it's not Casablanca. It's, never mind. Yeah, ignore that.
Because if there was a TV series, I'd love to watch it.
There is
it's amazing.
an anime series called... It might not be Casablanca, but something similar.
Yeah,
it's like
it sounds like that.
Very similar. Saying if you know it, like you know what I'm talking about. But it's a really good series, and I think there's only like 1 or 2 seasons.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely a watch, and it's short too. It's like a 2-day watch.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, Casablanca, the classic movie, probably the greatest movie of all time, like factually. Like opinions can like differ of what your favorite movie is.
Yeah.
But just like
everything that's in it is just right there.
Yeah. Academically, it's the quintessential movie.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I implore everyone to watch it. It's one of my favorite movies. Moving on.
Yeah.
I watched Total Recall for the first time.
Total Recall. Yeah, you told me.
The Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I'd give it a watch, but
yeah,
I have to be in the mood for it.
It's like wacky and ultra violent. Mm-hmm. There's one point, so like he's a guy who gets his memory wiped, and then he like remembers who he is, and then a bunch of people try to kill him in the future. And there's this one moment where he's getting like chased by all these dudes, like in like a really busy part of the city, and he's going up an escalator, and like 2 dudes come down the escalator to get him, and like 3 dudes are at the bottom trying to shoot at him, and he like shoots one guy, shoots the other guy, grabs the guy's body, and just uses him as like a human shield. God. And the dude's literally like blowing up and like losing body parts as he's getting blown up.
It sounds like an Arnold movie.
Oh yeah, it's so awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like practical effects that just look so insane.
Yeah.
That movie made me laugh a lot. I got 2 more.
Okay, let's see them.
I got Nomadland. So recently the Oscar nominations came out, and I had seen, I think there were 8 pictures nominated for Best Picture. I've seen Sound of Metal, and I've seen Trial of Chicago 7. Have you seen either of those?
Nope.
Sound of Metal is about a metal drummer who ends up going deaf. And it's about him trying to live with the fact that he's going deaf and that he can no longer play music.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's insanely scary, and especially like you have a personal connection. With that,
because I am deaf.
Well, in one ear.
No, I'm fully deaf.
And I have a personal connection with that, being a musician, and the thought of losing my sense of hearing is goddamn terrifying.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Trial of Chicago 7 is another good movie. It's about like a protest in the 70s about the Vietnam War.
Might have seen that one, actually.
It's a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
It's got Sacha Baron Cohen, Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it, Eddie Redmayne. Really, really good movie, actually. I thought it was a little too Hollywood. Like there's like the dramatization of everything was a little like but
my
Yeah, you're on.
Okay.
And then Nomadland was also up for Best Picture. And that one is one I could find easily. It's on Hulu.
Yep.
It's about a woman who lives in a van after the 2008 recession. Her husband died. She lost her job. She lost everything.
Damn, 2008 really got you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's about her just like living her life out in the desert with a bunch of these people who are nomads, basically. And great concept, right?
Yeah.
That movie made me really fucking mad.
Oh?
So basically, it's led by Frances McDormand. She is an incredibly famous actress. She's known for Fargo. She's known for Three Billboards Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri.
I don't know that.
That was a huge Oscar movie. She's Oscar bait, the actress.
Yeah.
Like everything she does, people are like, "Oh my god, she's so good in it." And yeah, she's good in this, I guess. But the thing is that all the people she interacts with are actual nomads. They're actual poor people who have actual trauma, who have actually lost people in their lives or lost their job and have to live like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading quotes from her, and she was just like, "Oh yeah, I did it for a little bit, but it's too exhausting, so it's better for me to act exhausted than to actually be exhausted." And there's literally a moment where like the leader of these nomads is sharing this awful story about the reason why he's out here and helps people so much is because his son committed suicide.
Jesus.
And it just drove him like to the point of depression, and he realized the only way to get out of it was to go out and like help people.
Yeah.
And he's crying as he's telling a story, a real story that actually happened to this man. And then she then shares a fictional story that her character is like, "Oh, my husband died and there's trauma and blah, blah, blah." She's a good actress, so she acts it pretty well. Apparently, after the camera cut, the guy came up to her and was comforting her as he was crying. He was saying, "It's going to be all right. Like, I know this is how you feel." And she said, "Oh, no, that didn't happen to me. That I'm an actress."
Jesus.
It's fucking stupid, right? It makes me fucking mad.
Sometimes Hollywood pisses me off.
Yeah. It's pandering.
Sometimes, a lot.
Yeah, exactly. It's pandering, exploitive bullshit that basically is poor people misery porn, and it's going to win a bunch of awards because the old white dudes that run the Oscars love that shit.
Yeah. Well, did it?
It's not, the Oscars didn't happen yet, but it was nominated for six awards.
This year. It's a new.
Yes, that was 2020.
Oh,
that movie was from 2020.
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's basically you either loved the movie or you hated it for the reasons that I have brought up.
Yeah.
Some people can look past the fact that she is basically cosplaying as a poor person.
Yeah.
And be like, it's a very good story about perseverance and all that stuff. I unfortunately cannot look past the fact that a multimillionaire is pretending to be a poor person while these poor people tell them their trauma, and then she goes to a hotel to sleep the night and they have to sleep in their fucking cold vans.
This is why I like method actors.
Well, she was method acting.
Method acting, you would have stayed there. Like
she was staying there, and then like halfway through, she decided not to.
She's not a real method actor. A real method actors are people that who's the person that did Lincoln?
Daniel Day-Lewis. He is an amazing actor.
Yeah, and he's a full-on like he didn't shower for like I think it was like 80 days, and he like lost like 50 pounds, and those are the real method fucking actors that I fuck with, because they don't buy into that whole bullshit of like put it on the front and then change completely once it's over. Like they're that the entire time.
Yeah.
So that's why.
No, yeah, he doesn't break character at all. But I think my problem was it more so that it was using these poor people as characters for her backstory.
Like, did they get money for this or anything? Probably.
Who knows? Probably not.
Yeah.
And it was just like instead of making the movie about her as a pretend character, because it's based on a book, instead of making the movie about a pretend character of her, why not just make the movie about these people and just make it a documentary?
Yeah, that's a way better idea.
But of course, they're not going to do that because narrative sells. All right, and then final movie after that, we watched Blade Runner 2049 together.
That was a good movie.
That movie fucking rocks.
I want the second one.
I was saying in my review, it's so awesome that the movie can go from like a serious and quiet, like dramatic moment right into K double headshotting 2 dudes and then breaking a guy over his back, and then
that was fucking sick.
And then a drone just blows everyone up.
Yeah. I don't want to say too much more because
that's it.
I feel like it started out a little slow.
Yeah, it's a slow burn.
Yeah, but then once it gets going, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
it has a good mix of everything. It's not just an action movie. There's a little bit of romance. There's a little of politics in there. It's cool. Cool.
Totally. Yeah. But yeah, that movie fucking rocks. Let's talk about Mad Men and Twin Peaks. Or would you like to go your week and then we can finish with Mad Men Twin Peaks?
We will finish with Mad Men and Twin Peaks.
All right, go for it. Your turn.
So I've been playing a lot of games lately. I recently got Baldur's Gate 3, basically D&D, but a video game.
Yeah,
made by the same people that made the original Sin 2. It's fucking awesome. I just wish it was fully out so I could get to level 20 and have all the fun stuff and see how characters play out.
Yeah, now you have something to do when you're not playing actual D&D.
Yeah, but it's still not the same because,
for sure.
I can't role play. That's the fun I like in D&D. The combat I can get anywhere else. Like in any other video game that's
true.
But the role play is what I'm there for. And plus, hanging out with my friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. You get dialogue options in Baldur's Gate, right?
Yeah, but dialogue options aren't like
every universal.
Yeah, like if I could type in a response, next level.
Yeah.
They need a D&D, a role-playing game that you can type in responses that is at the level at Baldur's Gate, Fallout 4, something like that.
Oh yeah, that would take everyone by storm.
Yeah, no, it would. The AI components that they need to build for that is next level, and we probably won't see that for another 10 years.
Yeah,
but I would be excited for it. Other than that, I haven't been much, just living life, dude. I have a boring life.
Yeah. Well, you started a D&D session campaign, right? Recently?
Oh, yeah. I just recently started in the same world as Nerull's Grip. I saw a session with my dad, my 2 uncles, and 2 of my uncles and 1 of my cousins.
Yeah.
And they just made their characters on 3 days ago. And
right.
I'm excited because one of them's a Hildorf cleric. That's my dad. He and my cousin is playing a druid. And then my uncles are arguing over who gets to play the warlock.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
That's so cool that your relatives are into D&D.
They haven't played since my uncles and my dad haven't played since edition 3.5. And my cousin has played a little bit of 5e, but not much.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool to see that I have to teach them about exhaustion points and some other things like that are added into edition 5 from
3.5.
Yeah. So I 0.5, 5, 5, 3, 5, 4, 1, 5.
Yeah, I've never touched 3.5. Did you do a little bit of research when you were talking to them?
No, I read the book a while ago because my dad still has the Dungeon Master's book for.
Oh, no way!
Yeah. And he also has a Pathfinder book too.
Shit, maybe we should do a short campaign of a 3.5.
Yeah, I mean they're also online too. So.
Oh, true.
Yeah, if we really want to, we can. But it's so strange because in the editions they played, a class was literally dwarf, not a race. It was just a dwarf.
Yeah. And
then there was also elf as well. And it's crazy to think that they're they're obviously races, but they were just classes back then. So it's cool to see the evolution of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm just excited for our next Everstone session, but we won't talk about that.
Everstone will be next episode of Dudes Roll because we have so much to cover.
We're going to have to talk about 3 campaigns, 3
sessions
of Everstone.
We're at the climax of the main quest of Everstone.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But before we get to that, and before we get to the recap of Nerull's Grip, and right before we get to Mad Men and Twin Peaks, I just want to mention I've been getting really into the Beatles lately.
You've always been into the Beatles.
No, yeah, I have always been into the Beatles, but I've been just watching like YouTube videos about them and like different stuff. And Peter Jackson, the guy who directed like the Lord of the Rings movies and The Hobbit, which is funny enough because we're gonna do a Hobbit full watch and then a Lord of the Rings full watch this week,
which is good. You need to watch this.
Yes, exactly. He is compiling like 60 hours worth of video footage of the Beatles' final record recording.
That's sick.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, dude, we should fucking watch it because it's so crazy to think that they made all that music and they were young when they made all that music. They were like 28 when they like finished the Beatles.
Yeah, which is crazy to think.
Yeah, it's
just
crazy.
Retired and basically dropped off the face of the earth.
That's not entirely true. They all went on to pretty prolific solo careers.
Nope.
Like John Lennon had his thing.
John Lennon did nothing but the Beatles.
Paul McCartney had his thing, and then he did Wings, which was huge. George Harrison had some really good solo records. Ringo was Ringo.
Yeah,
he just did like Ringo stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently, he went on like a decade-long bender.
Oh my god,
which is so awesome.
Yeah, I think John Lennon is probably my favorite solo artist from the Beatles.
You think so?
Yeah, because he did Lemon Tree and what was the other one that I fucking know off the top of my head? I can't think of it, but like those are like some of my favorite songs.
Yeah. I think Paul McCartney or George Harrison might be my favorite, but all their stuff is pretty on par with each other. Like they're all really good musicians. Who's your favorite Beatle before we move on?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to say Ringo.
Ringo?
Yeah.
Ringo's a great choice, dude. Yeah. Ringo rocks.
I said Gringo, but I meant to say Ringo.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Yeah.
I think Paul's my favorite.
Well, I mean, Paul's dead.
Shut up. Sorry, Billy Sheehan or Billy Shear, whatever the fucking his name is my favorite Beatle.
Yeah.
All right, but enough Beatles talk. Let's talk about what me and you have had our project in lately, which is Mad Men and Twin Peaks.
Yeah. So I've never I know Jake is obsessed with Twin Peaks.
No, what gave you that idea? Was it the tattoo or was it like my 7 Twin Peaks shirts?
All of them.
Okay.
And I've watched Mad Men 2 times in full, and I'm watching it a third time with Jake. So I'm just like,
would you say Mad Men is like one of your favorite shows?
Yes.
Yeah.
It has the same writers for The Sopranos as well.
Oh yeah, that's true, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm really excited because I know once things start, like you're starting to get the cusp of it, like to where things start getting interesting. Like Mad Men is a slow burn, but once it gets going, you don't want to stop watching.
Yeah, I'm totally cool. You know me, I'm cool with slow burns.
Yeah.
I'm all about the slow burn, so I'm invested in Mad Men.
Yeah. So, but once you're right on the cusp of like 5 plot lines, and I'm so excited about it. But we're not there yet.
Yeah.
And then Twin Peaks, everyone's the killer in my mind.
Yeah, so we're on episode 6 of season 1. The next time we sit down, because every other day we do Twin Peaks, and then we do Mad Men, then Twin Peaks and Mad Men. Every time we watch like 2 episodes of each. We're going to finish season 1 of Twin Peaks.
Nice.
Next time we sit down. But yeah, it's funny. We're showing each other our favorite shows. Our last show that we watched together was The Sopranos,
which a great show.
Ends up both being one of our favorite shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a really cool thing, and I'm happy you're enjoying Twin Peaks.
Yeah, I just there's a few things that frustrate me is that the same soundtrack plays all the time, and I know it's the Twin Peaks theme.
Yes,
I get that, but fuck. Dude,
oh yeah, get used to it, man.
Just throw some other music in there.
Every now and again they throw something else, but it's like Angelo Badalamenti did some chef's kiss work with that music.
Yeah, it's good music. Don't get me wrong, but
it's
literally a line starts, blah 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 blah, music plays, scene ends, music starts again
and
for next scene. It's I just want to look because it's in every goddamn scene.
Yeah, no, I'm a part of some Twin Peaks meme groups, and there's some great memes on there. But everyone memes like the theme song, where it's just like characters talking, and then all of a sudden the theme song comes on.
It's pretty funny. Like it's comedic seeing how much they put the music in there.
Oh yeah, and it's definitely meant to be.
Yeah, but I'm convinced though on who the killer is, but I don't want to spoil anything for anyone that hasn't seen Twin Peaks. But I'm not following this series either, so if I do say it, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, go for it. Who do you think?
It's the boyfriend of the best friend.
You think it's Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
Bobby's best friend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oito Leo.
I'm not saying anything.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Yep. But yeah.
What the thing is that we haven't discussed though is that we're gonna finish Twin Peaks before we finish Mad Men.
Yes, we will.
So we're just gonna have to go straight Mad Men at one point.
Yep. Yeah.
We'll probably be like mid season 2 by the time we finish Twin Peaks.
Yes, because Twin Peaks is 1 season, 8 episodes, 2 seasons, 18 episodes, a movie.
Yeah.
And then last season, 18 episodes.
Yeah.
So, and then Mad Men is what, like 70 episodes?
Total? I think it's like 80 something.
Yeah.
Might be 81. There's 7 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But it's worth every season.
Yeah.
There's one season that kind of dies down. I don't remember what season it is, but then it picks right the fuck back up on the last like 2 episodes of the season.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then you're like won it all season 4 in one session, and it's great.
Yeah, I might try to suggest that we throw in a little mini series that I really like after we're in between. But we'll see how it goes. But anyways, that was our week. I guess it's time to end the podcast, right?
Yep. Okay.
Thanks for stay safe out there. No, we're here to recap Nerull's Grip.
Yeah. Damn. So last Nerull's Grip was the the episode that someone got banished?
It was.
Okay.
Yes. It was the episode where we started off in the woods. Do you remember?
Okay, so you started out in the woods and then you went to Tom's. And
yes, we were on the way to Tom's.
Just give a quick recap on Tom. Tom is a powerful wizard, high-ranking official in Keld, the military, that is, and he's pretty powerful. And so they've interacted with Tom a few times, and so they decided to go talk to Tom about the magic that was corrupting Nados and Fusig.
Yes, and mine and Jared's characters.
But it was removed at the end of the session prior. So now they're just going to Tom's to talk about Tom's Bar, which is just a bunch of replicas or astral projections of Tom that are just serving people, making things, and there's a little creepy stuff going on, but people aren't 100% sure about it. Well, the party isn't, at least.
Yeah, totally.
And so you guys go to Tom's. You get you spend about like 15 minutes trying to climb to the top of it because there's no doors on his towers or anything like that, and you see a balcony like 400 feet up. And so you guys all try to like climb up it.
Yeah, I had the bright idea of all of us tying our ropes together, and then I think someone offered their like hand axe as like a what's the word for it?
Anchor?
Anchor, yes, that is it. And someone used Mage Hand to put it up. We did some survival checks to do the knots, and I started climbing. Yeah. Big mistake.
Yeah, because one of them was a nat 1 survival check on it, so it didn't do too well. But, like, you know what the trick was to that, right? Well, you're probably going to go back there at some point, but it doesn't matter. But you just knock on it.
I figured that's what it was.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm sitting there like, just knock.
That's literally what D&D is. Yeah. It's just simple puzzle skills and players being like, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like you put the square in the square hole and the circle in the circle hole.
I hate that. I hate that so much. But we so they ended up Tom heard all the commotion and came out and was like sipping on tea looking down at you guys, attempting to break into his house. And then he just yelled down. He's like, you again. What do you want? And then and you guys talked for a bit. He allowed you in. And once you got in, one of you brought up the ball, and then he got like really pissed off. He was like, what do you mean my people have a ball or whatever? And then he talks to two other astral projections of himself. They go to Keld, they investigate, and then like a few minutes later, he leaves the party upstairs to a giant room that's completely empty, minus torches and carves and runes on the ground, which is just a teleportation circle. So he teleports in front of the in the middle of Keld. No, he teleported to the tower in Keld, which is a teleportation circle that is basically public use to go to any other continent. Fast travel in D&D, easiest way to do it.
Awesome.
So you guys go down, you make it to Tom's ball, you guys go in, and the door shuts behind you, and all the astral projections disappear, and it's just Tom, and then this other Tom that's basically wearing the opposite colors of him, and it's a Tom negative.
Negative Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you guys fight, and Tom Prime gets frozen for a few rounds by Tom Negative, and you guys have to fight him, and he's super high level. He's pretty powerful.
Tom Prime was like, don't interfere, and my character was like, you got it, and like flipped a table and hid behind it.
And then fucking Tom Negative just saw like busting down the tables they were hiding behind, was trying to like, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was.
It was a good thing to mess with them. It was fun. And then eventually Tom ended up killing he started laughing, and he's like, did you guys have enough fun? And Tom Prime did, and then he like teleported behind Tom Negative and snapped his neck and just fell down. And it and then someone mentioned the alternate rooms that you get, the private rooms, and he's like, what do you mean? And then he like does some magic shit on Tom Negative's head, and then all of a sudden thousands of people, dead, half dead, half alive, just pour out into a bar, just teleport inside of the bar, like a lot of them malnourished and stuff like that. And as we're sitting there, a sorcerer, also a monk in the other thing, decides to go searching for loot on one of the dead bodies after this giant horrific scene of thousands of people just showing up dead in front of them. And he goes to search the dead bodies. And so Tom freaks the fuck out because, because one, this is his doing, and two, not really his doing, but like part of, he is an indirect cause of this. And then and two, like this is a officer that was just looting dead bodies of citizens of Keld. And so Tom got pissed off, and he grabbed Geo, I believe is the character's name.
Yes, it is Geo.
Grabs him by the neck.
Geo of Hot Boys Incorporated.
Grabs him by the neck, and he said, how dare you disgrace the people of Keld like this. You are hereby stripped of your titles and exiled from Kalkif. And then throws him through a portal. And Geo is gone.
That was so funny.
I was like, I was kind of in the character at the moment, so I like fully acted as that character would, and now I kind of regret it, but it worked out okay because I didn't realize where I threw him at first. I was just like, fuck this.
Okay, there's a slight technical difficulty there. But what were we saying? You were saying that Tom banished Geo from Tom's bar.
Geo got banished. And after that, like all these people pull out into the streets, and Gordo started giving out some gold to the people that just came out. And
everyone was like in the middle of the town square reuniting with loved ones, which was really sweet.
Yeah, and so like he was out there helping them, maybe healing a few people that needed it. And Nados and Fusig went on a little adventure to the magic shop.
We did, yeah. Nados requested I accompany him to a specific magic shop that he needed to go to.
Yeah, and I believe it is Zarig's magic shop or something.
It sounds right.
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Zarek. Which would be funny.
That would be funny. But yeah, he was there to buy a book, right?
It was a contract. So basically, I had in my mind that warlocks should be able to summon demons as pets. Like that's just something that should happen as warlocks. And it's in Xanathar's Guide to Everything. Summon lesser demon. It costs a 3rd level spell and it costs a 4th level spell. And I'm a WoW player. That's not how warlocks work in WoW. And you can. So I wanted to give him the opportunity to get a demon that he can summon that doesn't cost a high level spell slot.
Yeah.
And it'll level as time goes on, but so I gave him an option. So we basically brought him down to this alternate dimension where all these demonic items are, and he knew exactly what I was looking for because he's been there before, and so he asked for the contract again, and the shop owner was like, "Do you want more control or more power?" And then he was like, what do you mean? I'm like, do you want more control or more power? And he said more power. So he cut off his favorite finger in exchange for it. And then a skeleton, like half human, half skeleton, it's like decaying body, comes out of nowhere and starts attacking Nados and you.
Yeah, and I was so surprised by this.
Yeah, and so you guys were freaking out, didn't know what to do, and Nados went down, like unconscious.
He did.
And the thing was almost dead at this point. And I had a little trick up my sleeve. But I'll continue telling this before I tell the trick up my sleeve.
Right.
So, and then you, for the first time ever, raged.
Yes, Fusig is an orc, kind of a half orc, kind of a homebrew kind of deal.
Yep.
Of Narmir.
Yes, Narmir. That's the content.
And he raged for the first time. And this was a big character moment for Fusig because so far he has been very non-confrontational, very anti-violence, only doing so when is needed, that his friends are in trouble. And he watches a person who basically is his newest best friend in a way because Fusig and Nados like met each other. They were like the first two to meet each other.
Yep.
And he sees him go down and just this white hot rage bubbles through Fusig and he goes into rage for the first time.
Which was fucking sick.
Yeah,
I was so excited when you raged for the first time.
It was awesome.
And then you got it down to 6 health, right?
Yeah.
It was the perfect amount of health. And then Nados got back up. He rolled a nat 20 on his death save. And so he got back up and he cast Eldritch Blast with a natural 20.
Yeah.
So he rolled 2 natural 20s. Well, technically I rolled 1 natural 20 for him.
Yeah, so we've been doing this new thing where we roll our death saves for our players.
Yeah, which is really cool. I like it. It adds suspense to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially during fucking
Everstone. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that happened in Everstone, but that's for another episode.
Yeah, so I just remembered it. So he gets up and he casts Eldritch Blast, rolls a nat 20 on it, and he rolls a 3. He needed 6 damage to kill it, and he got exactly 6.
Perfect.
It was literally like the gods were calling down upon him, or like dice gods were just where he needed it. Because my twist was, whoever killed it, the demon would obey.
Yeah.
So if Natos didn't kill it and Fusig killed it, then the demon would obey Fusig.
Yeah, which Fusig would have no want to do with that thing.
You couldn't even summon it because you don't have any spellcasting abilities.
Yeah, exactly.
So that really sucks if you did it. But I said it at the beginning before you did anything. Whoever kills whatever is about to come out gets the summon of it. Mm-hmm. It would have been interesting if like Geo got it or Gordo, because that would have been really funny to see.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Xena,
and then there's one more, Other Will.
Oh yeah. Fuck, I don't even remember.
He plays like an eagle person. I forget what they're called. Basic? Yeah,
Bozic.
Sounds like a D&D name.
Yeah, close enough. Anyways, so he kills the thing, and I give him the spell Find Familiar. I realize that's a little broken because you can summon it anytime you want. It's a 10-minute cast time, but so I nerfed the thing a bit so he can be a little bit less damaging. But that's basically the whole Natos thing. That was a cool Natos moment.
Totally.
And Fusig as well with the Raging moment.
Yeah, that was a big moment for Fusig's character.
And now here comes the Fusig moment.
Yeah. I was not expecting this at all.
I know. And I wrote it right next to you too, which is amazing. So Fusig gets out with Natos, and they meet up with the party again, minus Geo at this point. Mm-hmm. And they're all talking like, oh, we should go find Geo. Like, how do we find him? Where is he? And you guys go back to Tom and ask him a question, like, where is he? And he says Namio. And you're like, okay, cool. And you're like, oh, I'm from Namio. This makes sense.
Yeah.
And then as you guys walk out Tom's ball one more time, Half-Orc comes running up to you and asks, are you Fusig? And you're like, yeah. And then so they hand you a letter, and I handed you a letter IOL.
Yep.
And you want to recap the letter? Because I kind of forgot it.
Basically, it said that war is approaching the kingdom of the orcs. And that
Zunag is the capital.
And that basically I am of bloodline, and I am in the line for the throne, and I must return home for my familial duties.
Yep, that's basically it. But
which was a huge moment for everyone, including me.
Yeah, because now everyone's just like, okay, so now we have to go with Fusig to Namio.
Yeah, who's basically royalty.
Yeah, and in character, you would have known that, but you didn't actually, because I just threw it out you.
Yeah. No, it was a great turn. Yeah. And totally works for his character.
Yeah. And so it's going to be pretty damn interesting to see what happens when you guys go, because I have something planned out, and God, Zunag is that place is messed up.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. You saw the map already. So
yes, I did. You showed me. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. But, and so we did a little thing.
Yes, I was going to bring this up if you didn't.
Yeah. So after that session, that was basically the session. You guys just were like, okay, cool, we got to go to Namio. Let's all take a rest. But Fusig walked off. And,
kind of in shock.
Yeah, he was like kind of like processing the information.
Yeah.
And then so like 3 days later or something like that, we came back together and we're just watching a movie or something. And I was just like, do you want to, excuse me, but do you want to do what you did when you walked off? And you're like, yeah, sure. So we did it, and
which is funny because we do that like once a week.
Yeah, we do like side sessions of whatever it may be. We actually did one
like 2 days ago or a day ago.
Yeah, but that's for a surprise.
That's for something in the future.
Because I'm excited.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but yes.
Basically, it was while the others went to go into the woods just to camp out and get some rest. Fusig just kind of was shell shocked and just wandered the streets of. What's the name of the city?
Keld.
He wandered the streets of Keld for like the whole night.
Yeah, and then you eventually found your way to the end of a dock. And then as you're sitting on the like overlooking the ocean turns red and storm clouds start gathering above you, and you have a flashback to when your city was invaded and you were like covered in blood. You were younger at this point, probably like 11. As Fusig, and you were walking through like seeing people slaughtered on the street, humans, dwarfs, orcs, goblins, everything you can name it. And you're from a city where it's mainly orcs and goblins and bugbears and stuff like that. So seeing all this, like you're seeing, the people that are invading you dead as well. And you were calling out to your brother, which I hope did we name him Zarek?
I don't know. I forget his name, if I'm being totally honest.
I remember we named someone Zarek that wasn't Zarek.
Yeah.
And we need to change that name because I'm keeping Zarek on the Zarek.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, I don't think we wrote anything down for the Fusig side story, so like we can think of another name for the brother if it did end up being Zarek.
Yeah, because I think I wrote it down on my computer. I think I just typed it out.
Okay, yeah.
But anyways, so you were looking for your brother, like crying in tears, trying to find them during this mayhem, and you eventually get pointed to like an alleyway where there's like 20 dead bodies and one orc at the end of the thing. Pretty fucking badass, if I say so myself.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. And you come to the end of the hall with your brother, and he has like this black magic eating away at his like body, which you're not quite sure what it is to this day. I do, but you don't.
Yeah.
And it's slowly killing him, but you don't know what to do.
Yeah, there were moments where I was like, I was role playing Fusig as like a 10, 11-year-old, and he was just like didn't know what to do, so he started like swiping at it like it was fire, and that started to hurt him.
Yeah, it started to like try to climb on him, and it was bad if he didn't pull away, but you did. And so then you had like a moment, I forgot what we said exactly, like there's just a moment between you and your brother before he died.
Yeah.
And then it was basically this whole like side session thing that we had with Fusig was just an introduction to his rage.
Yeah, where the rage comes from, where it originated. Because that was when I was a kid and I watched my brother die. That was the first time he ever raged, but he didn't know it.
Yeah,
that was a rage.
And when you came out of this flashback, the sky was still like red and the ocean was red, and you, out of anger, punched the dock, and like the front of the dock fell into the water. And as you fell in the water, the red phased away, and you're just floating in the ocean, like underwater. And
yeah, completely silent, just like.
And then you take a moment, and then you go back up, and that was the end of the session.
Come back off the dock, and I think I like found a bench or a bar to sleep in.
Yeah, I think you went to Gloomberry.
Oh, yeah, I did go to Gloomberry.
Yeah, so you're sleeping in Gloomberry, which Natos is not allowed in.
Yeah, and I can totally like drop a couple coin on a bed or whatever.
Yeah, which is whatever. But that was basically, that was Nerull's grip.
Yeah, it was a really fun session.
It was.
It was very roleplay heavy, which so far both this and Everstone have been extremely roleplay heavy.
Yeah.
There's been little to no combat in both sessions,
and there's been a good mix of combat and roleplay, which is I'm glad we're starting to find the flow between the two now in both sessions.
Yeah,
because like normally it's just like this is a fight session, this is a roleplay session, but now we're like, oh, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's like roleplay for a bit, and then like maybe a small fight, and then back to role playing. And yeah, it's a good flow. It's a good like wave of each of them, which is like basically those two together really make D&D what it is and why people like it.
Yeah, it's really fun. Now the fun part about Nerull's Grip is that I said earlier that my dad, uncles, and my cousin are joining a D&D session, but they're going to be in the same world as Inspired by Arcanum. In the same world as your party.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited because if shit happens in either campaign, like major things like a high warlord or war chief is assassinated, or who knows, maybe a city burns down because of a war or whatever, then like the other party will hear about it or will have to react to it or whatever.
Yeah. Didn't you say that your like dad's and uncle's campaign that you're running now, they want to be evil?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said someone wanted to be.
No.
Oh, you know what? It was Jared who mentioned something about doing something, and someone wanted to be evil.
My dad wants to play a lawful good character.
Yes,
but he couldn't find any deities that were lawful good based off of his archetype of cleric.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's, I guess, what came to it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for Nerull's Grip.
Yeah, no, it was really fun. We've been so for the past 2 weeks, we've been doing Everstone. And so like that Nerull's Grip session was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, which is crazy. And I'm excited to get back into it, but at the same time, I have something coming up in Everstone that I want to do.
Yeah, at this point for both sessions, it's like playing either of them is just like I want to play either of them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at this point. But at the same time, well, it does right now because Everstone is like a must right now.
Yeah, we can't stopping Everstone right now would be like stopping a train.
Yeah.
Like you just have to see it through.
Yeah, because we're like near maybe the BBEG.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe just a really big boss battle.
Yeah. But we will save the Everstone recap. It'll be a super episode, a super podcast episode.
Because we got 3 sessions to recover, and that's going to be fucking long.
And so much shit has happened in Everstone lately.
Yeah, we got backstory of characters of people we didn't expect, and we got I don't even know what session 3 is gonna bring, because if we get to where I want it to get to, we have something to talk about on the podcast.
Yeah. Shit, we might even be doing so we're gonna do Everstone tomorrow. We might even have to do Everstone again next week, depending on how it goes.
Well, we could just say beforehand, be like, hey, like we're running long.
Yeah. See, the problem is now, due to scheduling, we did figure out a schedule where everyone can work. But the thing is, it's late. We start at 7 p.m. and a lot of the times we would start at 5 or 4:30, but now we're at 7 p.m. and we go until midnight. And a lot of the time is people wake up early to like go to work or like do stuff around the house. And a lot of the time at like 9 or 10, people are really tired. And it's kind of a bummer, but you know, it's better than no D&D, right? So, but yeah, that's, I guess that's this episode, unless you want to discuss anything else.
I do want to discuss more episode, but we can't. Not yet.
Oh, yeah.
Not yet. But we'll do that off podcast.
Yeah, we'll do that off podcast. A lot of shit is coming up, and we'll have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, plus we'll be able to recap Hobbit and Lord of the Rings as
well.
Yes.
Yeah. I mentioned at the beginning, but we are going to binge marathon watch The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, which will be fun.
Like right after this.
I think we might watch Boondock Saints.
Fuck that. St. Patrick's. Oh, happy St. Patty's Day, guys.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Go drink a green beer.
Yeah.
And go fight someone drunkenly.
And kiss an Irish woman or man.
And pinch someone who's not wearing green. Oh, fuck. Oh, I am wearing green. Yes. You're not wearing green, my friend.
Wait, hold on.
I even have some green underwear. See?
Yeah, I got some green underwear as well.
Hell yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
all right,
good.
Bet.
I got Green Lantern on my underwear. We're good.
Oh, cool. Well, I guess that comes to the end of the podcast.
Yeah, talking about our underwear. Happy St. Patty's Day. Have a beer for us. A good old Guinness.
What do you want to plug anything before we say our goodbyes?
Nope.
Okay. I will also not plug anything.
Cool. No
Stay safe.
Yeah. No plug pass. No plug podcast. No plug.
No plug podcast. The No Plug Podcast.
Yep.
Ooh, that might be the name of this episode.
Oh, that's a good name.
The No Plug Podcast.
Yeah.
Anyways, stay safe out there, travelers.
And roll well.